Let's think about your online life for a second. It's kind of like your digital home, right? It's where you keep your photos, your private chats, all your important information. And just like your actual home, it needs to be protected. So we're going to take a little tour of this digital space, find the weak spots, and figure out how to lock them down.
So, how do these intruders actually get past the front door? I'll tell you, it's almost never like what you see in the movies, with all the frantic typing and flashing screens. The real methods, they're usually a lot quieter and way, way more clever.
Sure, sometimes it really is about a brute force attack. You can think of this as a digital crowbar, just trying to pry open a weakness. It's the direct approach, just trying to smash through your device's defenses.
But, and this is the part that gets most people, more often than not, the threat isn't a crowbar. It's psychology. It's about convincing you, the person holding the keys, to just unlock the door and let them right in.
Okay, first up, let's talk about that direct approach, the digital break-in. This is all about an attacker finding a crack in your system and just forcing their way inside. No invitation necessary.
The official term for this is an online intrusion. But really, just think of it this way. If your software or your hardware has a weak spot, like a cracked window or a cheap lock, an intruder can use it to get inside your digital home. Plain and simple.
And these break-ins, they come in some pretty devious flavors. A remote access Trojan or a rat is like a spy that tricks you into letting it inside by pretending to be a normal program. Once it's in, it can see everything you do. Then you've got ransomware. That's like someone breaking in, changing all the locks, and then demanding you pay them for the new key. And a botnet? That's when your computer gets secretly drafted into a kind of zombie computer army, used with thousands of others to attack websites.
So how do we stop them? Well, your first line of defense is a firewall. The best way to think of it is as a bouncer for your own personal digital club. It stands at the door, checks everyone's ID. That's your data. And if anything looks sketchy, it gets turned away. Only the good stuff gets in.
But breaking down the door isn't the only way in. What if someone isn't even trying to get into your house, but it's just listening in on every conversation you have? This brings us to a much sneakier kind of danger, data eavesdropping.
This is what's called a man-in-the-middle attack. Imagine you're passing a secret note to a friend across the classroom, but someone in between you grabs it, reads it, and then passes it along. You and your friend have no idea your private conversation is being watched. That's exactly what's happening here, but with your data.
And attackers have some really clever tools for this. An evil twin is a fake Wi-Fi hotspot, at a coffee shop or an airport that looks totally legit. But when you connect, it's designed to steal your info. Then there's spyware. Think of it like a tiny bug, a listening device, planted inside your computer. A really nasty version is a keylogger, which just sits there and records every single thing you type. Passwords, messages, everything.
And all this brings us to the third and maybe the most common type of attack. This one isn't about breaking locks or listening through walls. This is about manipulating you, the person holding the keys.
It's called social engineering, and it's basically a digital con game. It plays on our very human emotions, trust, fear, curiosity, to trick us into doing something we really shouldn't. And believe me, it is incredibly effective. Something like 90% of all successful data breaches start with one of these social engineering attacks.
Two classic examples you've definitely seen are phishing and farming. Phishing is the lure. It's that urgent-looking email from your bank that baits you into clicking a link and giving up your password. Farming, on the other hand, is a bit more subtle. It's a redirect. It actually messes with the system. So when you type in a real website like your bank's, you get sent to a fake copy designed to steal your info.
So, how do you fight back? Well, this checklist is your game plan. The main idea here is just a healthy dose of skepticism. Pay extra attention to that point about disposable emails. Seriously, using a separate, throwaway email for random website signups is one of the easiest ways to keep your main inbox safe. And the golden rule is everything. If some deal or urgent request seems too good or too weird to be true, it is, 100% of the time.
Okay, let's pull all this together. Now that we know what we're up against, how do we actually defend our digital home? It's not about one single magic solution. It's about building 3 strong lines of defense.
Your first line of defense is to secure your devices. This is all about reinforcing the locks on your doors and windows. Use that firewall we talked about, always keep your software updated, and run antivirus scans. This is what makes it tough for anyone trying those direct break-in attacks.
Second, you gotta secure your connections.
This is how you protect your conversations from those eavesdroppers. Be super cautious on public Wi-Fi, and always look for that little padlock icon in your browser's address bar. That lock means your connection to that site is private.
And finally, the most important defense of all, secure your judgment. Because at the end of the day, you are the key holder. The tech can build strong walls, but you're the one who decides who gets to come inside. Being aware of these psychological tricks and digital cons is your ultimate superpower.
So now you have the playbook. You know how they try to break in, how they listen, and how they try to trick you. The question isn't if you're going to face these threats. It's really just a matter of when. So, which one are you going to be on the lookout for first?